You hear my cat? Sometimes life can be so funny and tricky because you'll feel like you're giving it everything you got and it just seems like it's not working, right? And the reason why you go through that is because it's trying to teach you to have faith even though it seems like. Are you able to trust yourself and what's going on even when it looks like it's going to shit? You see, a lot of times when we ask for things, our old life must be destroyed in order for us to get our new life. Does that make sense? A lot of times when we want our new life to be for us, it requires us to get rid of our old life, and that can be uncomfortable. So a lot of y'all are going through adversity, but let me remind you that adversity is actually an opportunity. Let me remind you that when things look like they're going to shit, it's actually because they're forming to become the very thing that you asked for. But in order for things to come into fruition like how you asked for it, the things that are not serving you have to be demolished. You feel me? It has to be demolished. And it can be scary sometimes because you're like, man, why isn't this working for me? It could be wrong place, wrong time. It's tough though, of course, but you see now that is a journey of mental now, not physical. That is a journey of having belief despite what everything is going on. Can you believe that everything will be okay even when everything looks like shit? And you know, there was somebody, I forgot who, Tim Grover. He said, I want you, listen to this. I want you to think about a time where you felt like life was about to end. You felt like whatever it is that you was going through was about to tear you apart. That I want you to think about the time that life felt like it was going to tear you apart and realize that you survived that too. Man, like, let me ask y'all a question. Do you feel like you can show up every day and do what you're supposed to do? Do you feel like you can show up every day? Do you feel like you can show up every day? And remember, you're 100, if you can show up every day, then that's all that matters. And your 100% isn't the same every day. What's up, Jazz? Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like, I'm gonna be so transparent, and I hope y'all hear this message. There are certain things that I want to go a certain way, but they're not maneuvering the way that I want them to. So somebody said not every day. You can't commit yourself every day to what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do something every day. You can't commit yourself to it. Making sure you post a video, making sure you write, making sure you journal, make sure you try to make a song every day. You can't commit to that. So what I had to realize is I have to surrender. I have to surrender to the flow. I have to do what I can and trust. Like, I'm realizing that's the big part of this journey is trust, having faith. You know, like, I'm not where I would like to be. And it's like, sometimes I just don't know what to do. But I just try to do something. Does that make sense? Until it comes to me. You know? Like, I refuse to give up. Some work differently. I need days off to rest. Rest is doing too. Exactly. But you have to remember, rest doesn't always have to look like what we think rest is. Rest can look like recovery, like yoga. Rest can look like going on a walk and jogging. Rest is a part. Recovery is a part of it. Emmy. You know, being consistent, then letting go of expectations is very difficult at times. Very difficult because it's like, I'm a person that wants to see the results right now. I'm a person that wants to see the results right now. I'm a person that wants to see the results right now. You feel me? I actually don't mind and having some people come on the live if y'all want to. Like, I think at this point, the only thing you can do is kind of just keep trying different things, keep trying to be creative, keep trying to, like, for example, how many of y'all are social media people? How many of y'all are social media people? How many of y'all are social media people? Hello, I'm wondering where y'all at. Are y'all, nobody here? Nobody here makes content? Okay. You're going to have to learn how to make the content without looking at the views. Like me, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of easier for me now because I done accumulated so many followers and likes over time that I just don't really look at them anymore. And the reason why, maybe because I've had the experience. Let me give y'all some advice. Maybe I've had the experience. I've learned that you can't judge your content based off of the views that it gets today or tomorrow. A lot of y'all content, a lot of y'all work, and don't think about it just as content. A lot of y'all work won't really get the views that you want until a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4. I've had videos that did poorly the first week and blew up the third week. So it's like you really have to like just shoot and not look. Shoot, not look. Just keep shooting, just keep shooting, just keep shooting. But it's like now I feel like I'm confused between quality and quantity because in this day and age, it seems like the people who are shooting the most shots are hitting. Instead of people who are going like this, you know what? And take my time and make sure. Wrong. Which platform do you recommend as a starter? TikTok for sure. TikTok for sure. You could blow up on TikTok and have a whole fan base in a year. You feel me? But I'm not going to lie to you. TikTok has not been showing me as much love as I thought. And I don't know if it's because I'm not... Quality is still important, but maybe I'm not using their tools like how they want me to. You feel me? Like maybe I'm not using their tools like how they want me to. It's about adapting. It's about whatever is new going on, adapting to it. TikTok priorities been changing. And that means we have to change with it. No, they're not pushing nothing positive. I don't know, believe that. I mean, yeah, I do believe that they're obviously not pushing things positive, but I feel like it's up to us to learn how to strategize. Like everything is about strategy. Everything is about strategy. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like what helped me in 2023, P.O. Box. You asked me if I have a P.O. Box? They pushing the TikTok shop. Exactly. And I've realized that like I used to see you every day on TikTok now, not as many on my feed lately. I haven't even been posting as much lately for real. I used to be posting like, when I first started on TikTok, I was posting like 20 videos a day. Like 20 videos a day. And I don't know, it's like as you get bigger, you have to start to like kind of strategize and ask yourself like, is that the best thing to do? Do I need to tone it down? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of thinking that goes involved, and it's like you have to stop yourself from overthinking. Like, but you know what? Let me change perspective real quick because let me change perspective real quick though, right? Because you may say, oh, you haven't seen me on TikTok as much, right? But because TikTok was kind of getting a bit saturated, I went on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and Twitter, and I grew a big following on there too. So it's like every con also still has its pro. I had a dream about you last night. What happened? So it's like we can be upset, oh, TikTok is not this. So I just moved to a different, you know what I'm saying? I just moved to a different platform. I remember paying you for a reading a few years ago, but I don't believe the reading was legit. Then it wasn't me. It definitely wasn't me. Girl, you know it's a lot of TikTok fake accounts out here, right? Pretending to be me, trying to give people readings and asking for donations. You know that, right? Because there's no possible way you paid me for a reading and I didn't do it. There's no possible way. I may be late to the reading. I may reschedule the reading, but I've never not done a reading. You know what I'm saying? Never. I don't even know who you are. Like, I've never even seen you before, Giovanni. You feel me? And I only started doing readings in 2023, so I don't know what you're talking about. Ain't that crazy? I only started doing readings in 2023, so I don't know what you're talking about. Right? Somebody said you weren't even doing readings years ago. Yeah, so somebody scammed you. Somebody scammed you. Like, I don't understand why TikTok hasn't given me a verified badge yet, but hey, whatever. You know? I just feel like I just gotta go with the flow. Like, I can't think about it too much. I can't stress it out. I gotta just focus on what I can control. You feel me? You gotta focus on what you can control, because all that other stuff, you can't control it. So, for example, you can't control what TikTok and Twitter and all them do with their algorithm. All you can do is you can control how you maneuver around it. You know? Looking good, transformation, next level. Exactly. We always transforming. You know? If you haven't gotten your tickets to the spring solstice, make sure y'all get y'all tickets. The link is in the bio if you're coming to Miami February 23rd. Gotta affirm that the algo works in your favor. Exactly. It's like, you gotta just go to be delusional, for real. You just gotta be delusional. You just gotta be delusional. That's the only way this shit work. What's up, beautiful? How do you manage your emotions being an 11 life path? You have to work out, my love. That's the only way you're gonna be able to manage anything. Yeah, man, I just try to do whatever I can. Whatever I can. If it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. I don't know. I guess I'm at like this detached phase now. You know, you just start to be detached. You know, almost to the point where it's like, well, if it's not working, like at this point, like, fuck it, whatever. I'll just do shit in it. You know? You just start really getting detached from expectations. You know, but right now I feel like right now I'm trying to get grounded and find my footing with my new philosophy for 2024, because you can't take 2023's philosophy into 2024. But I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like I don't want to be around anyone. Like, I feel like I just want to work on my goals. That's it. Like, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? What's up, 33 Life Path? Like, I feel like right now, like, I'm just at a point in my life where I'm working to become better. And because I am very focused, I'm trying to be careful with what I'm saying. Because I am very focused on becoming better, I feel like I need to just be to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it makes me, I can feel it. It makes me a bit emotional, but it's just like, I don't like that. I'm not focused like how I need to be. You know? I'm not focused like how I need to be. And a lot of y'all may be like, but Sticks, you've been showing up, you've been this, but not as much as I want to. Not as much as I want to. Like, I don't understand. Let me tell you something. I don't understand why I get so tired. Like, I'm about to stop putting down the herb a little bit, because I don't understand why I'm getting so tired. Like, I just, you know, like, I want more fire with mineral deficient. That may be what it is. Speaking of that, let me go take my magnesium. Hold on, let me get my magnesium. Speaking of that. This brand gave me This brand gave me magnesium. Hold on, I'm trying to get seen. This brand gave me some magnesium, and they're supposed to take like 3 a day. Is magnesium good? My cat. Sea moss. Yeah, man, I gotta change something up. Something has to change. And I'm just trying to figure that out for myself, for real. Something has to change. You know? Let me ask y'all, what do y'all think? You talking about melatonin? Let me ask y'all, what do y'all feel like? Can somebody, you know what? Maybe y'all can give me advice this time. How about y'all come on the live and y'all give me some advice? How about that? How about that? How about somebody come on and give me some advice and teach me something? Can we do that? Somebody tell me, how can I get my energy up more? How can I, like, I've had to stop drinking coffee. I just started drinking coffee, and I stopped right when I just started, because I was drinking it like a couple of days, and then I started to get I would go swim in the ocean every morning. Wow. And you know what's crazy? I have all of these luxuries and I'm not using them. I have all of these luxuries and I'm not using them. Maybe I'm by myself, but I'm not spending time with myself. Too much vices, maybe. Can y'all come on? Like, I want to talk to y'all. Y'all texting me, like, somebody come on. Like, come talk to me. Maybe I do need to go swim. Maybe I need to go to the ocean. Some neurologists say caffeine decreases blood flow to brain herb as well. See? Let's talk. Well, I'm trying to. Come get on the live, man. Somebody come on, get on the live. Somebody get on the live. Let's see if we can get some people on the live. Some spiritual people. Oh, snap. Whoa, my camera's dropping and stuff. You know? All right, we got some guests. All right. Talk to me. Give me some advice, y'all, because I'm always giving y'all advice. Pour into me. I need it, y'all.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I didn't think you would actually put me on. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
What is up? Okay, so thinking about the magnesium, you might want to eat some food with that first. It's great for brain function. I take it before bed to sleep, and it's actually been helping me really good. And also, I didn't quit smoking, but, I can't say that. I'm sorry. I actually quit like a week ago and started using the magnesium before bed, and that's been really awesome, helping me with just being able to stay asleep. I don't know if you have issues with that.
I mean, because of cats, that's about it.
The what?
My cats is the only reason why I may not be able to sleep throughout the whole night. But when I wake up, I don't feel unrested. I think what I'm feeling is like not excited or on fire, you know?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, okay, so here's the thing also with weed. Okay. Oh, I can't say that either.
Come on, Lily.
I'm not used to this.
Come on, Lily.
I'm so sorry. The herb. So, the thing with that is that sometimes in life it really does help you to be able to get through things when you use it in like a healthy way. But if you're using it throughout the day heavily, it does lower your vibration. And it's so weird that you say that because I just quit like a week ago. I've been I probably, okay, I need to bleep myself. I
Let's call her Mary Jane. I've been spending time with Mary Jane, you know?
I've been spending time with Mary Jane quite often for the last few years. And I actually got a reading last week, and the lady was like, "You are spending too much time with that gal. You might want to lay off." And actually, I mean, it's HE double hockey sticks for the first few days, but it's amazing afterward. I feel a little crazy, like a little impulsive, but like my energy is way through the roof. And I know that sounds ridiculous because, you know, it helps with so many things, but sometimes too much of anything is bad. So,
and I think that's a very true thing too, because I've noticed. So I fasted for the first time maybe like December. I was in a month. I use a lot of numerology, so like I was in a 6 month, which is about the belly, then the gut. So I was like, okay, let me go through a fast. And when I went through the fast, I felt the energy that I'm looking to, you know, achieve. So so now after the fast, I'm realizing that my brain is looking for vices, it's looking for cravings, it's looking for a hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep, I feel that. And it's funny that you say that too, because you actually encouraged me to go on a fast. I think you mentioned it in a live like a few weeks ago. And I was like, you know what? I've always had a weird relationship with that because I thought, you know, not eating isn't good, but it makes so much sense that like when your body's processing, that's why they tell you not to eat right before bed, is because your body's processing food. It's using energy to do that when you should be resting.
Yeah.
Or, you know, when you're, I mean, not having to do with the sleep thing, but, you know, just, I feel like it really does wipe you clean, I guess, and able to let your energy be used for things that really need to be used, like your brain, you know,
Very true.
body. So anyway, that was a tangent. That was random, but yeah, I'm glad you suggested that, honestly. And sorry if I'm rambling. I don't know if I'm making any sense right now.
No, you're good. Thank you, though.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I got you.
What about everyone else, though? Like, what's your relationship with magnesium and sleep and brain function and Mary Jane?
Mary Jane, I've never noticeably was like, oh, like it's messing me up. Like, I think maybe there's been like once or twice that I've really noticed that, but it's not really been many times that I can say like, oh, like it's messing me up, because I'm a person that just has a work ethic. Like when you have a work ethic, nothing can stop your work ethic because it becomes a part of your identity. But what I'm realizing is my performance is not where I want it to be. Like I feel like I'm getting the things done, but I'm dragging myself through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Have you ever taken like a solid break from?
Yeah. Okay. I have. I've taken breaks for like a month. I've taken breaks for like a couple of weeks. It hasn't been anything longer than that, unless I was like in college or sports or anything like that. But when I did take that break, I was very much like wired. Very much wired. But the thing about it is that I'm so intense. So when I get wired, like I need something to kind of like wind me down or calm me down towards the end of the day. You must have a lot of I do have a lot of Capricorn energy and fire energy.
Yeah, I feel that. I've just been running myself crazy at night. That's the only way that I can sleep, is if like I work out really, really good and then take a good, nice hot shower. That is the only way that I've been able to kind of get some sleep. Yeah. But it's been rough. I'm not going to lie. I haven't been sleeping that well the last week. So yeah, just prepare yourself for that for sure.
I remember there was one time I was also like, I was working with some like herbal, how can I say this? Because I want to be careful. It starts with T and ends with O. You know what I'm saying? Bacco.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so there was like a herbal type of like very, it wasn't what's in the stores, but it was from Ecuador. And I started to realize like Like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, this is the Virgo in me, right? I be watching people who be doing the whole splits and stuff like that, and it's like the mucus and the black lips and all that stuff. Like, I can't do it. That right there.
Wait, I'm confused. Wait, so you said you took a bath in it?
No,
And
no,
then
no, no,
you're
no.
talking about SP.
You know what a spliff is?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
M and T mixed together.
Yeah, T. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
basically, what I'm saying is that a lot of people are very addicted to that. Not me.
Well, yeah.
Not me.
It's got N in it.
Yeah, not me.
You know.
Yeah, not me. But the thing about it is that that's what really made me want to quit too, because I saw other people like you start to see other people's connection with it. You start to see how other people are being ruled by it. You know what I'm saying? And it starts to disgust you. Like, it disgusts me when I see people sniffing up and coughing up hoagies because of the mucus from the spliff.
Yeah. I mean, but it's like they're asking for it. Don't
Yeah.
put that stuff in there. Just keep it, keep it MJ. That's fine,
Man, and I remember at one point, like, man, I'm so picky, y'all. Like, I'm so picky. I'll be like, it could be the high standards. It could be the I only got one Virgo placement, but boy, that Virgo placement is big. It's in Venus.
Wait, what's yours?
Mine's Virgo and Venus.
No! Are you serious?
Yes.
Are we ever going to find love? That's what I want to know.
I'm going to find love. I'm going to find love. I'm going to find love. Incorporate some mullen. What you said, Petros? Petros, you said something?
Hi, friends.
Yeah, how you doing, Lee?
I'm doing good. How are you today?
How you doing, guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm feeling alive, just vibrating, just tuning in. All good, can't complain. Now, the reason I was saying, like, I was just kicking back, listening to what you guys saying, talking about. I think, from my experience, we live in a hyper society. Like, everything is just like not balanced. You need to find, like, I've been practicing this centering my energy, and I'm that type of guy. Like, I'm like deep thinker, and I kind of have like some small conversation with people, like if I talk, it's got to make sense. It's got to have something tangible. So I'm I'm a father, got 2 kids, so
that's beautiful.
I always have to be like focus. And I'm a photographer, so I'm a freelance photographer, so I try to do my stuff. And I had this conversation with a friend, and she told me, like, she feel like she feel like she missed out something. She's missing out something in that narrative, because she's an artist as well. She does painting. And I told her, like, you're not missing out much anything because of this social media, how things are.
They make us think we're missing
as
something.
Creative people, or if you run your own business,
they make us
missing something. Exactly.
Yep.
And I told her I could relate. There's nothing like, if you center your energy and you know who you are, and the universe has no choice but to bring that to you. So sometimes, I'm not saying, like, obviously sit down and just like 24 hours meditate. You got to take action, but just know who you are. Working that I am energy. That's something that you always teach. And I've always been listening to your teaching, even though I wasn't, didn't take the course. Definitely, that's something that I'm planning to do. I just love your work.
Thank you so much, Petro.
It brings impact, and every time one says something, it just, I get a goosebump.
Seriously.
And the reason people, the reason, and like, I had a lot of friends, they take Mary J. Is that what we say, Mary J?
Yeah, Petros. Mary J.
People, they take Mary J and all that. Yeah. And even when I never tried it, this like 7 years ago, when I broke up with my ex, I was like, my friend took me, he gave me something like that, and I was like, yo, he took me to the whole level. Like, I was asleep. I was I don't know what he gave me, but I was knocked out. When I woke up, I was like, I feel so pumped and energized. I never took none of that in my life, being real, you know what I mean? And that was my first time after I broke up with my ex, being 7 years in a relationship. So I was like, what's this? I was like, this is some good stuff. But again, I saw the side effect of it.
Yep.
You know? And a lot of people, a lot of artists, they take that and they come up with negative energy. You know? So it's all about
moderation.
You need to kind of be in an alignment with what you're doing. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know I'm ranting, going around the circle, but
I think also
it's all about just centering your energy and being.
I think this is it's a psychoactive. It's a psychoactive. So it's like if you wouldn't be taking, you know, these magical mushrooms every day, then why are we taking this plant like this every day? And then it's like I look at people and they're surrounding it around other substances that what they put it in. That's not good. And it's like I'm not here to tell you to quit. I'm telling you to rethink your relationship with it. Is this something that maybe it only needs to be done when it's a wind down period, or maybe it needs to be something social, or maybe it needs to be only when you're doing certain retreats, or, you know, different things like that? Because it's like I'm starting to realize that like it's time to just take some space, you know?
Yep. I feel like the key...
Oh, watch this Netflix I came across recently. It's called...
Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
No, go ahead, Lily.
I was just going to say, I feel like the key is setting an intention before you use it. Make sure you're sitting there and you're like, what am I doing this for? What am I trying to cover something up, or am I trying to use it as a tool to help me? That's what I think.
Yeah.
But I didn't mean to overtalk you.
Or some people feel like they got to do the whole J.
Yeah, just you know, do as much as you need. Don't make it like a activity. Well, yeah. I guess it can be like a ritual type thing.
It can be a ritual, like, but it's all intention.
Like, you know, just a certain amount every time to get to this certain space. Like, why not feel it out first?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So it's like
I believe ritual is necessary.
Rituals, right?
Yeah, it's necessary. We need that.
Yeah.
Like I wake up every morning, I drink my coffee. That's my ritual. You know.
See, like, but I was just talking about how I'm not drinking coffee like that anymore either. Because it's like when I don't drink it, I had got a headache, and I was like, no, that sounds like I'm addicted to it, because now I'm having a withdrawal. I can only have a withdrawal from something that's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Petros, how do you feel about that? Like, what happens when you don't drink coffee?
No, like for Max, this is my real life experience. I used to work in a coffee shop. I worked for about 7 to 10 years, and I was the main person in the machine. Well, I was doing my side hustle photography at that time, 10 years ago. I was doing like 6-7 cups a day coffee, because I was working in central London at that time. And Carnaby Street, I don't know if you know, I'm sure you know Carnaby Street if you're from UK.
No.
Is a mainstream place, all tourists, the shop makes crazy amount of money. And literally 2018, I left that job. It was sucking on my soul.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped drinking coffee for 1 year. And the moment I started drinking coffee, I went to the company I used to work with for at that time. I just went to catch up with a friend, and I just took one coffee from there. I drank it. It didn't digest properly. My hand started shaking. This is like 1 year of no coffee. I started drinking the coffee. I was like, what's wrong with my hand? My left hand started shaking. I was like, yo. So that's 1 year, like, withdrawal from anything to do with caffeine. So I was like, now I drink it like once a day. That's if I have to, let's say if I'm
See,
doing
even
makeup,
that be too much
maybe
for
I might do
me.
it now and then, but now I'm not reliable.
Even that's too much for
There's
me.
I can feel my heart even beating.
No, I don't think we supposed to.
Coffee, too much of anything bad, as the sister said.
So Petros, has it ever crossed your mind to like stop? Or like tone it down?
That's shitting down my feet. I mean, I replace it with tea. I try to do herbal tea these days, you know?
Yeah.
I found a local, like, African shop around my area.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's Caribbean shop, to be specific. And they sell this actual herbal, not tea bags, but actual natural ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I just pop in there. I find some leaf green teas that calms you down, you know? So
Yeah.
I drink it now and then every evening towards the end of the day before I sleep, so that kind of just like ease down my mind and my whole body.
Yeah.
Because when I go sleep, I like to sleep with intention.
You know,
I like to visualize before,
You made me realize I need a better routine. I need a better routine, a routine that can pour into me. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like I think my ambition could be affecting my gratitude. And the reason why I say this is because like when you get a taste of the life that you want, you go like, I need it. Like I need it, you know? And to a certain extent, that burning desire is beautiful. That burning desire is beautiful, but that gratitude is also knowing that you're already there. You know, so it's like, I feel like, you know, I live in a beautiful environment. I live 5 minutes away from the beach. I'm literally like right here by all these yachts and things like that. And it's like,
nice.
I just be in here working. And it's like, maybe that can cause a loss of a spark. Maybe that can cause a loss of a lightning. You know, like somebody said like, oh, if I was you, I would swim in the ocean every day. And I'm like, you know what? There are people who would love to be in this position. It would take advantage of every aspect of it. Like I go to this really nice gym and I'll go to the gym maybe once or twice a week. This gym has like a steam room, eucalyptus towels, Pilates classes and all of that. And it's just like, I don't know why I'm not, somebody say you don't have any goals anymore. Damn. It's deep.
She does. But don't. This is my theory with goals and ambition. Sometimes, this is my theory, my philosophy to it, we could become slave to it. It's like trapping within matrix, another matrix. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm a big fan of like I've got ideas, I've got goals. There's so many things I visualize, but sometimes it's like. But again, I say to myself, it's better than being slave of your own vision than some other man's vision.
But you know what? I don't.
And again, it's like backfiring myself.
I don't know if it's a slave to it, because you know what I realized when I was obviously like spending a lot of time making sure that I had a great like work-life balance, making sure that I was having fun and things like that. I started to realize that the thing that actually gave me the most happiness was what I love to do. Like hanging out with certain people. Like I enjoyed it, but it never really gave me the fulfillment of what I love to do, because no matter who I was around, it's not like they really understood me. But look at how I'm coming on live on here with y'all, and y'all are understanding me. Y'all are pouring into me. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like you're exhausted because you don't have people around you who hype you up or like are in the same boat as you.
That's it right there.
Like you're not, it's not that you don't have goals, you're tired. You don't have anybody around you hyping you up.
And you know what?
Like, hey.
That
you need recharge.
That right there is where it's at.
You know what? From a guy perspective, we're talking about relationship.
Go ahead.
Listen, hear me out, yeah? This is the concept.
This is good.
as a guy, as a man, with 2 kids, 2 daughters. This is what I had a conversation with a friend of mine. She said she spent too much time in her masculine energy. And she's like, it's time for me. I need to find, not even find, but I need to find some sort of relationship, some sort of love, companionship. I would say companionship. That's what relationships are there for. There's not somebody like to own you anything.
Nah, I don't think that's for me right now.
Your mind, so you can't see.
I don't think that's for me right now though.
Yeah.
The reason why I say I don't think that's for me right now is because I just had a sort of companionship that reflected back to me where I was lacking a lot of self-love. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I knew that's not what it was.
100%. I hear you.
And this is my first time really.
No, first, definitely you got to work on yourself, which is you're doing that already. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
So this is the first time that I've really it's been me, because all the whole time that you guys have known who I am, I've been in a relationship. The first time you met me, I was in a relationship. You get what I'm saying? So I was in a relationship from college all the way up until 2023. So this is my first time really being by myself and realizing the things that I don't like, the things that I do like. And I did a lot of things with people. For me to be a 7 life path, I'm supposed to spend a lot of time by myself. And right now, I don't think it's about having someone in my space is what I need. I definitely think I need a like-minded community, which is why I come to my career. Because my career is who have put me in front of people like you guys. You know what I'm saying? So what I've noticed is that I need to romanticize more of my life with myself. Like somebody said, I will be going to the beach every day. I can count on my fingers how many times I've been to the beach by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need to go to that beach by yourself and have a little picnic.
Yeah.
And also, you hold on. So let's just go back really quick. You've been in a relationship this whole time, and I've been following you for a hot minute. I could have never have told. And you broke up in the breakup year, right? Last year, 2023.
Yeah.
So what the hell?
Oh, because you never knew? I'm a Scorpio and I'm a cat. Like, I'm born the year of the cat and I'm a Scorpio and I'm a 7. Those are some of the most secretive, private signs there is. Like, but I mean, there were times that I came on here emotional, but it was a very codependent situation where now it's like, I use a lot of astrology to understand what's going on. So like your North Node talks about what you're supposed to do as you evolve in this life. And my North Node is in Leo and my South Node is in Aquarius. So what that means is that where I'm comfortable is being about everybody and hey, let's do this together. But where I need to work to be is an individual and being okay, being misunderstood in my own individuality, which sometimes I've noticed within my lives, I would try to over explain myself because my fear of being misunderstood. But it's like, why do I care to be understood? The right people who will understand are the ones who get it. And,
oh my God.
And I'm forcing people who don't understand to try to understand a concept that is not ready for them. And that's what causes me in loops with people who are, I don't want to say beneath me, but just aren't really at the level that I need them to be spiritually and wisdom wise. Like, I'm having too many conversations with people. Like, for example, you guys, I don't know, like, it's not even a financial standpoint. Sometimes finances can play a very big part of it because your financial freedom can affect how you think. And I've noticed that, like, I'm trying too much to be for the people that I'm being dragged down by the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yup. I can't believe you just said that because I literally just wrote down like 2 days ago this thing about people's perceptions of me because I've been doing the same exact thing, over explaining so that people get me, and then they still don't. And it's like, okay, then what am I doing? Like, why am I sitting here wasting my time? Can I read this thing really quick?
Of course.
It's insane. So this is what I say to myself every day because I'm a people pleaser and I'm trying not to be. I don't care about other people's perception of me. Their perception of me is none of my business. The opinions that matter come from people on the same level of consciousness as me. If someone misunderstands me and chooses not to ask a question, that's their issue. It is not my job to over-explain myself to people who are committed to misunderstanding others. I always explain myself to the best of my ability in the moment I'm in. Misunderstanding Aaliyah is a common thing. I will no longer overextend myself to others to make sure they understand.
That felt
was
good.
A lot, but I just had to say it because I'm shook.
That felt like that made me take a deep. That's when you know.
That makes me so happy because you do the same thing for me. I'm filled with joy. That makes me so happy. Thank you.
We got some people on here. Did y'all? So we got Mishu, we got Healer, we got Infinite Awareness, we got Dylan. So the first, there. Go ahead.
Sticks. So I've been watching you evolve since the pandemic. So I saw that when you manifested, you knew your car, you got that. I already could tell that when you're in a relationship and when you were not in a relationship.
Oh.
Wow. You understand?
Yeah.
It was quite evident. If you were really watching, you can see.
What did you notice?
Your glow up.
Oh.
Your disposition.
Ooh. That's kind of true though, yeah.
Wanting things to actually getting it. And you came more into your power. You have the gift of what really caught me with you was your words. They weren't empty. They were powerful.
You gonna make me cry.
On live to catch you every so often. Now I started to clock you. I'm like, let me see this. Let me hear what this. And you're young. You're only 20 something.
Yeah, I'm 24.
There you go. So, and when you started, you're very young. So I'm saying, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of deep knowledge. Now I dabble in astrology and a lot of the mind mastering that you were preaching. And I have to call you a preacher because that's what you're doing. You're teaching people. So sometimes if you're not you don't feel like you're in your essence, because that's what it is really. When you're not feeling like yourself, you're not in your essence. That's okay too, because that's the journey. Not everything is going to be a straight trajectory. Not everything is going to be a straight line. It's like the ebbs and flows. Sometimes I don't even feel like dealing with people, but you still have to. I understand that. But sometimes you need that time for yourself. And I can understand when the young lady said about over-explaining. I don't explain shit. Don't explain and don't complain. Period. Don't ask me any questions. I don't answer questions. I don't explain myself. Because you let your actions speak for themselves. You waste so much time going back and forth with people until you lose your esteem. And sometimes going back and forth with people weakens your desire. That's why I don't say anything to anybody. Nobody. Not even my mom. Sometimes, you're so excited about this and this idea and they talk you right out of it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm like, damn, well, maybe that wasn't a good move. And you start second guessing yourself and you're like, you know what? Next time I'm not going to discuss it with my own mind. Sometimes you just have to rely on intuition. And that's why prayer and meditation is important.
I feel like I'm preserving myself for something. And that's why, and it's not even relationship. I feel like I'm preserving myself for the new people that are entering my life. But it's like, I have to let go of what's going on over here. Like, I'll give you an example, I love my mom. I'm always going to chat with my mom. My mom is a 1111 and she's my enemy sign. I've always said I need to at least see how she's doing every day, because I watched that Cat Williams video and he said, if at night you ask yourself, you know, if this was the last day, would I be good with this? And that made me realize, no, every day I need to make sure that I at least hear my mother's voice, because I've lost a parent before. Triple 11. She's born 11. She's born November 20th. So both of those numbers are 11s, and she's an 11 life path. So that means she has lots of emotional energy. She can get in drama sometimes, and you know what I'm saying? So what I've noticed is that sometimes she works in the hospital, so she can hear a lot of bad news, you know? And she obviously wants to talk to her daughter and want to share what she has been through or what she's seen. And I've noticed that, like, I only have so much space for people to tell me the negative that's going on. Maybe I only have enough space for her, and I don't have space for these companions or these acquaintances that also have negative things going on. You know, it's just like, I started to realize that it's like, I need to hear more good things happening in people's life. I want to hear someone saying, I made my first sale in my business today. I finally started my business. Oh, my video went viral. Oh, I started working out. Like, everything that I'm hearing is, yeah, this person this person went through this. Yeah, this person went through this. Yeah, you heard about this. And it's like, it's starting to like make me feel like I don't want to talk to anybody but y'all. And that's why I say, like, you know, is work, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, this right here, what I'm doing with y'all, I don't really do this, but now I'm saying I need to do this more, because this is way more healing than I thought. Y'all are who I want to talk to, and that's what I started to realize. I was like, the people, until I have successfully created my own external environment like how I want it to be, because that all that shows is just I'm not designing my reality like how I need to. But until I'm able to design that reality as I need to continue to talk to y'all, because you guys help me realize the reality that I want. You guys always reflect back to me. Y'all tell me things that I do not hear in person. You guys see me in ways that the people around me, because they have so much proximity to me, they feel like it's a challenge. Like, you guys have no idea how many times I hear people like try to throw me back in my face. Like, I got, huh?
Let me tell you something. That's very common when you're successful. The biggest ops will be the ones closest to you. Sometimes it's your own family.
Sorry, that's so true.
Wait, Mishu, what's your birthday?
I'm a Libra.
But what's your birthday?
October 3rd.
October 3rd?
Yeah.
What year, if you don't mind me asking? I'm just trying to do your numerology.
That's all right. So I'm October 3rd, 1979.
1979.
So I'll tell you, your biggest ops will be the ones closest to you. The ones that you care about. The ones that you think you can feel vulnerable with. They'll turn around. They'll turn around and stab you behind. In your back, in your face, smile in your face, stab you in your back, and then ask you why you're bleeding. God damn. That's what it is. But this is real talk, because I've experienced it. So this is what I'm saying. When I peeped you during the pandemic, I said, yo, she's young, but she knows what she's talking about. So don't let, and I'm telling you, even your mom too, she means well, but what she's doing is a disservice to you, because you're so powerful. Whatever you can concentrate on,
yes.
So that's why if you're gonna lend me to me and you're gonna vet, I can't take people who are gonna vet on the same problem.
Yeah.
It gives me a headache. It makes me drowsy. Makes me feel lazy.
Lethargic.
I'm on the phone with them, I'm hyped. I leave, like, I get off the phone. I need to take a nap. Where did they start? Where did my energy go? But this is real, because these are emotional vampires.
Yeah.
And when you have a spiritual gift, and this is what you have, Sticks. You have a spiritual gift. People will take from you, rather pour into you. They will tell you you're too big. What do you think? You're all of that now?
Yep.
You're better than me. And these are supposed to be the ones that are closest to you. So now you get all your feelings like, well, maybe I need to switch up. Well, maybe something is really wrong with me, because you hear it on a daily basis.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. I'm at that point now where it's like I'm in between worlds right now. where it's like 2023 was a cat year, and I'm a cat, so it was my year to really have a lot of growth. And I found out very quickly that I needed to learn how to celebrate alone, because
celebrate your wins alone, your accomplishments. You can't. Sometimes it's disappointing that you can't even say, "Yo, this went right for me today."
right?
Oh my God! Sometimes you have to watch people. You have to watch people really, really well. See the micro expressions. Some people are smiling, but it's almost like they're mad at it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, 2023, I had to cut so many people off. Like, this is, I feel, the most naked I've ever felt, and I feel great about it, because I know that the naked body that I have is beautiful. So it's not a problem to be naked, but what I've noticed is just like, the people made me feel bad for being big. They made me feel bad. And it's crazy, because it's like, nobody deserves to feel that. You know, the biggest sign that someone is afraid to hype themselves up is the moment that they start to speak about themselves. The first thing they say is, not to be egotistical, but, and then they start to compliment themselves. And I had to talk to my friend, because I've been like that before. I said, Shaman Durek taught me something. I said, you are safe to be a superstar. You are safe to talk about yourself the way that you want to. I don't judge you for talking about yourself. I don't judge you for loving yourself. You are able to love yourself as much as you possibly want to. And I don't see it as ego. And I needed to say that to him, because it was a reflection of me.
And that's the thing too. You have to understand, you have to question your surroundings when you get like that. If I say I'm a bitch or I'm a hoe, they're like, yeah, ha, 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 ha. But at the same time, the exact same time when you say, you know, I'm big, I did this, and I shell it down. Nobody can talk. They say you're getting too big, you're too cocky, you're too much now. Or what I always heard, you're flying too high, I'm gonna clip your wings. If you're Jamaican, you understand that. Anyone from the islands, oh, you get too big.
Yeah.
Oh, you're flying too high, I'm gonna clip your wings.
Yeah.
And you know who would say that to me?
Who?
My mother. So your biggest stops will be the ones closest to you.
My mom is afraid of that too. But my mom is only afraid of me becoming big-headed because of what happened to my father. But again, it still is wrong, because it's based out of fear.
Well, it's fear. I know. And what fear would do, she would just manifest that. That's why you can't be afraid to let people be who they're going to be. Oh, I don't want her to trouble because I'm afraid. This and this will happen. Well, you know what? You're going to manifest that. You just have to trust God and let go.
It's very true.
You understand? You're not your father. So, I can understand where she's carrying that from. I didn't know with my mom, too. Sometimes it's like, they mean it from a good place. But it's really themselves that they're projecting onto you. You have to watch that projection, not to receive it. So you have to understand, when people are saying certain things, it has nothing to do with you. It's really themselves. But because you take it in and you absorb it, remember, the tongue can bless or curse. But because you're so powerful, Cat Williams said the exact same thing. Whatever he focuses on, he can get it.
Yeah.
So if you're focusing on negativity, you're going to get it without me trying.
Wow.
So that's why I say, even when we're touching them back on the addictions of, you don't even need the weed. I don't know why anyone thinks they need anything.
Oh, I don't think I need it.
Nobody needs anything.
Yeah.
You don't need coffee. You don't need stimulant. You don't need anything. Because everyone's powerful in their own right. Just by breathing and meditating. Sometimes you don't even need that. Sometimes you could just hype your own self up. Look in the mirror and just say, you know what? Just do your affirmations. Talk to yourself.
Yeah. It's like I get on these runs. Like, you know what? What happened was I got burnt out. And after I got burned out, I started to ask myself, is this really what I wanted to do? And the reason why was because ever since a kid, music was always the first thing. And I started to see that maybe my priorities were shifting because I was doing more giving than receiving. So then when I started to do music, it started to make me feel like I was receiving more, but then I would come online and feel like I was giving. So it's like I got burnt out from giving. And you know, when you get burnt out, like you just like, I'm done. Like I don't want to, like, you know what I'm saying? You go to the extremes. And then I started to see how that mindset after I got burned out actually was starting to put me into a hole again, instead of realizing that everything that I'm doing is all connected. Like, even when it comes to this new social media age, a lot of you guys have found my music because of these lives and because of what you've heard from me, you know? But again, it goes back to just, I was giving more than I was receiving, and it burnt me out.
It's all about balance.
Yes.
It's all about balance, right?
Very, very true.
But yeah, but stay strong. You already know. You're already blessed.
Thank
What's
you.
for you will always be for you.
Ashe.
And that's just what it is. It's just a journey we're on. It's ebbs and flows.
And
every day is going to be sunshine. So.
And what you were saying about backstab, like, I feel like for the first time in 2023, I really felt what backstab felt like. And I was like, whoa, I can't believe. And that's what made me make that video that I posted yesterday. I was like, you cannot ever understand why someone did you like that, because that's not your character. You're never going to understand. If you are a loyal person, you're never going to understand the mind of a traitor. It's not in you, you know? And the people that backstabbed me, when I started to stand up for myself, because one thing about me, I'm a Scorpio. I'm not going to just let you. Like, one thing Shannon Sharp said was, he said, I don't turn the other cheek. He said, that's in the Bible. He said, I'm not in the Bible. He said, I still got God still working on me. And I felt that, because he was like, if you always have to be the bigger person, you hanging around too many small people. So when I got backstabbed and I came at the people, I was like, oh, yep, Scorpio Mercury too. I was like, oh, you're not going to just think that you put a walk away, oh, nice and happy, and I'm not going to say what I have to say and get off my chest and let you hear it about yourself. Because one thing about having a Scorpio and Mercury is when we speak, and I'm Jamaican too, when we speak, we cut. You know what I'm saying? So these people tried to come after my character because that's the only thing they could come after. They were trying to say that you're fake spiritual, because I was standing up for myself. I'm not, listen, no disrespect to whoever is Christian. I'm not Christian. You know what I'm saying? I'm into African spirituality, and I'm very big on my ancestors, and my ancestors are warriors. We don't just allow people to do us dirty, and we don't speak our piece. We don't tell them about ourselves. Like, we make sure that we protect ourselves. We've been taught too many times that it's bad to protect ourselves, or that we should just let them go. No, because some people will try to manipulate you so that way they can walk away with their mishaps without feeling guilty, because you're like, it's okay. You need to let people know what you did is wrong. I'm not rocking with you. You're not in a good place within my head, so don't think that I'm cool with you so they can go on and live without guilt, because that's what people do. They try to give you a fake apology. They try to, I'm really sorry, because they want to move on and not feel any guilt. You know what I'm saying? So these people try to say, like, I'm fake spiritual. They try to say, and it didn't really bother me, because I was like, I already know who I am. Like, I know who I am. But it's interesting that people will literally try to come for your character.
Yeah, they just want to make you small so they can feel better about themselves and feel better that they're just chugging along the train, doing things that they don't want to do. They see that you are following what you want to do, and they're threatened.
Yep.
And I was thinking about it, and I could be crashing and burning and like on the floor dragging myself through HE double hockey sticks, but I still hype my loved ones up, or at least the
exactly
people who I thought, loved each other. I thought we loved each other. So like, how come I'm sitting here like burning and dying, and I'm still like, oh my gosh, that's great that happened to you, but I can't get that same exact energy back? Like, girl.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Or if you hanging around people that just always got something going on that's wrong, you start to feel a survivor's remorse, as if like, oh my God, my life is peaceful and their life is in shambles. And it's just like, I'm just tired of hearing about everybody life in shambles. Like I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because when my life was in shambles, there was nothing that you could tell me for real that would actually like help me. Like, yeah, you may be able to ease off the edge for 5 minutes, but the truth is that I still have to face this fire. So it's just like, like I just don't want to hear it anymore. Like I want to be around people who are telling me about what's good, and I feel like if you're always complaining about what's negative, like
or at least just like have some balance, like there's always gonna be good and bad going on. So like I don't understand why people, if they feel the need to share something with you that's upsetting because they want, someone to be there for them or just for someone else to know. First of all, I feel like people need to ask you if you like have the
space.
capacity to like hear that. And secondly, why not follow up with like, hey, there are some bad things going on, but there are also good things going on, and that's what's keeping me going. Like I don't know. It's
That's true. Okay, I guess Dylan wants to say something. Ray, did you want to say something?
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just want to say hi. This is actually the first live I've ever joined, so I don't really know what to expect. But like you have been like speak. I love your page. I've been following for like over a year.
Thank you.
And like I've learned so much in terms of like, just I don't know. Like I'm just gonna listen for a while, but I'll just jump in if I can.
Okay. Dylan, I took you off and you came back, so you must have something to say.
Yeah, I do. It's more like a question for you. When I first met you, I was really.
Oh, hold on. Hold on, Dylan. Somebody had called me in between. Can you repeat what you were saying?
Oh, but here's the security that you showed, and so I trying to sing in front of people because right now I am learning how to sing, but sometimes when I go in the place and I'm in front of the people, I feel like crash because it's like I cannot express it, and when I see like other on the eye, I feel really bad. I don't know why.
I think the key to that when it comes to speaking and being in front of people is repetition and practice. You have to practice that. Like, if you feel insecure about some type of talent or skill, the only way that confidence will happen is through practice. So, for example, you have to start putting yourself out there and more. Maybe not being on stage first, but maybe going into certain environments and just starting to give everyone a compliment first. Or maybe before you go on stage, start trying to talk to everybody first. Give a compliment, just so you can break the ice. But there's some type of overthinking or maybe too much self-awareness that's causing these fears.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Can I this past since I started the year, I've been thinking of creating a community in my country. I live in Ireland, and we have a severe cost of living crisis, and I first came up with the idea of creating a work incentive where we put money out of the equation and just work to get products. But I was thinking how do I also create a community where we can also help each other, and something kind of similar to what you're doing, where you're giving people a platform to talk, but also how do I I don't know how to navigate that situation.
Attention is key. Attention is key. I will listen to Gary Vee. Attention is key. And where do you get attention? From social media. You can connect with a lot of people who are in your country also, if you are also on social media, plus being able to connect with people outside of your community. I'm having an event in February in Miami, and I've been using straight social media to create attention for that. So if you want to bring a community together, the best place to start is online.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that. I just haven't been consistent with creating a social media presence. If I'm being honest, I haven't been the best at that. I'm more of a consumer than a creator, but I'm trying to be more of a creator, but you know.
So it starts with you. It starts with a choice. How, like, you know what I've noticed? Like, the truth really is how bad do you really want it? You know, some people say they want it and some people get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I really started, I was posting like 20 videos a day. And it was TikToks. It was, I'll say something, I'll do something to a song. I was whatever I can. Whatever I can. Sometimes we have too much choices and too much of a luxury that we don't start. You know, so but it takes our back against the wall for us to be like, oh, let me get it together. Don't wait for your back to be against the wall.
No, I appreciate that.
Of course. So yeah, man, this has been such an amazing, like, you know, I usually don't be on TikTok live. Like, I'm just on TikTok right now. I usually don't be on TikTok live this long, but I'm starting to realize that this right here, I'm going to do this a lot more, because you start to really have real life scenarios and real life conversations, and you can see what people are going through. You can see what people are in their head. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, to be able to also talk to y'all and get something back, y'all have no clue. That's what I've been looking for. Like, I told myself, now this is going to be some real ass shit right here. I told myself I was done just talking to people on the phone and just talking to them. I would be on the phone for like an hour, 2 hours, just talking to people. And I found out that it was like a form of escapism. And y'all may be like, you know, what do you mean by that? I didn't want to be in my reality, or I didn't want to be with just me and me, that I would look to go to someone else to kind of conjoin realities with them. And then I'm on the phone with them and I realize, ooh, no, I don't want to conjoin realities with them, actually. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to realize the people that you want to conjoin realities with, they're not going to be on the phone. They're not going to be on the phone. They're going to be doing, you know? And it started to make me realize I'm not doing enough. And I started to hear the conversations that was being had. It was, man, my mom this, my dad this, I hate it here, I want to move, I want to change my job, I wanted this. And it's like, it's not that you being in maybe a less financial situation than me that's bothering me, because that's really, that really isn't a problem. My problem is that when you're not looking to be optimistic about changing it, or when you're constantly choosing it, that's what I hate. I hate when someone comes to me and it's like, you want to show me all this appreciation for who I am. Oh, I love this about you. You're great. I want to be like this. But it's like you're not actually making the decision. So because you're not making the decision, I have to make a decision. Because the only way me and you are going to be close is if you make that decision. But every day that you choose not to make that decision, you're pulling us apart. And it's been hard because I have not really been talking to people. As you see, I've been coming on live more. This is my phone call. Because when I do this phone call, I actually see a benefit from it. I did the other phone calls and I feel like, what am I doing? I'm wasting my time. I'm just talking to you. And we're talking in circles. And it's just like, I'm only talking to you out of some type of codependency of not wanting to be by myself. I don't care. I keep it facts. Like, I look at myself like, because I love truth. And once I start to see I'm doing something that's making me feel like I'm being drawn or it's like I'm not being poured into, I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to feel like my life is the dream life. I want to feel like I'm talking to someone whose life is the dream life. And I'm like, right here, what I'm doing, I got to do more. I don't want to feel like comfortable. I don't want to be comfortable, because that's my problem. I get comfortable sometimes and I get satisfied with where I'm at. I can be grateful for where I'm at and still want to strive for more. you know. But I've noticed that comfort, and the reason why we get comfortable is because we hear other people's situation who are not maybe doing as well as us, and we think, oh, well, I'm doing fine. And it's like, babe, if you have an opportunity to go further, why not? If you have this quote unquote one life, why would you not want to try to have as much as you can, or try to get as far as you can? You know? So, if anybody want to add on to that or whatever, but that was my point.
Yeah, I'll add on to that real quick. You know what? Your ambition sometimes outgrows your environment. So sometimes, you know, the people who backstab you, they're meant to do that. It's better that they tell you up front where you are now before you go to the next level. That's how I see that. So it's not really a loss. It's a thank you. Thank you for showing me who you really are. Because where I'm going, the next level, you can't come. Because you can't afford the liability. If they're going to treat you when you're on this level, what's going to happen when you reach to where you're supposed to go?
Very true.
That's facts.
Very
and
true.
we all like our family and our close friends to come with us. We get excited. We want to pull them along. But truth is, sometimes you just have to do it on your own.
Very true.
Pick up your real soul tribe along the way. So yeah, you feel bad because I've been there. So that's why I can have compassion and empathy for what you're going through. I've been there. You're like, oh man, because it hurts when somebody backstabs you.
Oof.
Or it hurts when it's not so much backstab. It's the disappointment in it. But you soon realize that was the lesson.
Yes.
God will have to show you your enemies.
Yes.
And it's not the ones who hate you up front, because you already know their stance. And an enemy is not really an enemy. A hater is not really a hater, because all they do is make me get more motivated. But when you have somebody that says, oh, okay, let's do this, and oh, that's great, and sabotage you without you knowing it.
Yeah.
That's where the disappointment is.
Lily, were you going to say something?
And
I was just going to say that it's kind of like, it reminds me of like people who are so stuck in the past that they get comfortable. Like, that's so weird. It feels like they're comfortable being where they are, but they're uncomfortable because you can see they're miserable. But it's like, that's all they've known, so they don't know how to get out of that, and that makes me really sad for them. But at the same time, like, everyone, seriously, like, they have a choice to be able to be like, hey, like, this is all I've known, so that's why, you know, I'm sticking with it. Like, I need to change things up. So it's just, I don't know. It makes me sad to see people, like, comfortable but uncomfortable, but they won't do anything because they just don't know better.
Because they're crippled by fear. But that's not fair to us. That has nothing to do with us, because when we were fearful, we still decided to jump. So at the end of the day, we have to learn, like that's why I say sometimes we have us having big hearts. That's why I say it's a difference between nice and kind, because nice will be compassionate for everyone, you know what I'm saying? And some people really just don't deserve that compassion because they made a choice. They decided not to get out that relationship. They decided to stay in that environment. They decided to stay there. And what I've noticed is that if we keep babying those people, they're going to continue to make that decision.
Yep. And people get pissed off when you, like, call them out for it. And you can say it in the nicest way possible. You could just be like, hey, babe, I think, you know, it might need a little change. And then you can even give, like, the most loving advice ever, and they bark at you.
So it has nothing to do with you then?
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Lily, what's your birthday?
Hearing in my head, like, stop trying to change people, because, you know, people they're not going to come with you if they don't want to come. So.
What's your birthday, Lily?
Yeah. Oh, October 8th, 1999.
Okay, that's why we have a lot of similar placements. You're only like a week away from my birthday.
Oh my
so,
God.
And you're born the year of the cat. I'm October 23rd, 1999.
Okay, so that's why we both have a Mercury Mercury Scorpio. We both have a Virgo Venus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're a Scorpio Libra cusp. Then.
Mm-hmm. What's your moon?
Libra.
Okay, my moon's Aries.
I have a Sagittarius stellium, so
Oh.
my rising Sag.
But that makes sense why you love being on a search for knowledge.
Yep.
We have.
Yep, I'm always looking for, like, even if somebody is in front of me who I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna like you, I will still listen to them and be like, okay, cool, bye.
Okay, so we have 2 people up here. Did you guys want?
Yes, sometimes.
Petros, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce off soon, so I'll just leave you guys with this note. Sometimes, from my experience, looking back, the people I came across in all conversation I had, people, they actually tell you who they are in between conversation, but we just don't listen to them. We just hear them, but they don't. They tell you who they are. Sometimes it comes in the forms of jokes, but jokes have its truth. Somebody told me this, and I've came across all these people that they pretend to be like business partner, or let's do this collaboration, let's do that, this and that. But when you're looking back now, I was like, and when these people they left from my life, I didn't even push them away. They exit themselves out.
Yep.
So I just bless them. I know, you know what? I leave you with love.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish you best, nothing, less.
Yep.
So that's when you'll be like, but always listen to the conversation, the people you have with, in between the conversation, the words they use.
That's true.
That's me. That's set for today.
Thank you, Petros. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
It's so nice to meet you.
That's what it is.
Spiritual, we got...
Definitely lovely to meet you, man. We need to do more of this often.
Oh, I will be doing this often. Trust me. So we have Spiritual Melly. Do you have anything that you wanted to say?
For sure. You can hear me? Oh,
yeah.
Right. Okay, for sure. But what I was saying was, a lot of people like us in the spiritual community, especially if you're on this live, like a lot of us have to go through the test of like learning how to balance out who we love and everything, because like we love so hard. So like I feel like the universe makes us go through toxic relationships, makes us go through toxic friendships, so we have to like learn to put ourselves first, so we can attract who's really for us. Because a lot of times we overly give, overly love, always worrying about the next person, and it drains us, So
very true.
That's really just what I had to say,
Okay.
And also keep doing what you do.
Thank you.
Because every time you help somebody, you're helping yourself. Because sometimes when I help people who's like going through a situation, it helps me look at it from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Of
and it
course.
helps heal me on a deeper level. So yeah, that's all I had to say.
Thank you. Bew Queen, did you have something that you wanted to add on? Are you here?
Yes. So now, yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, blessings. Hi, everybody. Thanks for allowing me up. I'm grateful to share this space with you guys. I wanted to say that it's nice to see that you've like emerged onto like allowing people up onto the lives.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long you've been doing it or if it's like one of your first few times, but I think it's just a beautiful avenue for you to captivate on. I think you're one of the creators, kind of like myself, that would benefit greatly from interacting with people as a group, in a group setting, and bouncing ideas and having communal conversations alive. I've recently kind of been doing the same thing. I'm not at the space where I can go live, so I don't have enough followers. So I unintentionally, accidentally ended up kind of in a space like this where it's kind of formed a community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of funny because we were supposed to do it last night, but I was too tired, so I didn't get on. We do panel discussions pretty much like 4 or 5 times out the week. And it's just a collective of people that kind of just came together, and you're just like like-minded, high vibrational beings, and you all have different avenues like you kind of were discussing earlier. just randomly connected with people throughout your country, and you accidentally stumbled across your soul tribe. Like, so there's a primary base, and I think it's a beautiful thing. Like, it helps so many people personally, and then it helps you like with your business, whether it's be collaborations, and then you come across random strangers that want to, oh, what is this? This is such a lovely space. This is such a high vibrational space. Like, oh, you guys are so intelligent and so, loving, and we all have our own personalities that add to it. And so I just wanted to say I was happy to I haven't seen you on my feed in quite a long time. So I wanted to say that I was very excited that when I missed my panel last night, that I was actually able to come across you and catch you firsthand in action.
Thank you.
Because these conversations they're kind of feeding for the soul.
Yes. I agree. I definitely will be doing this more.
Sorry.
I definitely will be doing this more. I realize how important it is to have people talk back to you when you start. Because most of the time it's like I'm speaking, but it's like I see what y'all saying, but I'm not hearing you or hearing how it's really affecting y'all. So a lot of times, that's another reason why sometimes I don't see how big I actually am, is because I'm not hearing how it's impacting y'all.
That's so cool.
I definitely get that.
Because I feel like you deserve that so much. Like, I'm not even just trying to sit here and make your head big or anything. I mean, we all know how cool you are, but it's just like, you deserve to hear how much you make an impact for people, because when you do lives and stuff, like, you know exactly how to present information to people and for them to grasp it. And the things that you say, like, sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, like, where are these people that are like sticks around me?
I know, right? Like, where are they?
Exactly.
They're not around you. You gotta go
find them. I think it's good for all of us, because it gives people the opportunity to talk and thank you for the things that you've taught us, and puzzle pieces that you've helped us put together. Like, I think that it's good for both of us. So I just want to say that you deserve that, and I'm happy that we all get to.
That's another reason why I'm doing this event in February, because I'm like, I need to see faces. Like, I need to see what I'm doing, because I'm just like, I'm a person where, like, I just be digging and not looking up. I just be digging and not taking the time to really look at how far I've dig this hole. So it's just like, thank y'all so much for giving me this reflection. I needed this today. I need this. Somebody said, what event? I have an event in February 23rd in Miami called the Spring Solstice. There's going to be, it's me and Von Tukut. There's going to be a cacao ceremony in the beginning. So what this really is supposed to do is supposed to remind people that spirituality is luxurious, and that we don't have to think that us being spiritual means that we have to completely neglect ourselves and neglect the luxuries of life that we may want to experience. Also, my people who are in business and things like that, and also are spiritual, sometimes it can get kind of weird balancing those two things out, because you start thinking like, am I supposed to, is it okay for me to, so you're able to receive. So that's why we're starting with a cacao ceremony, because a cacao ceremony is pure chocolate. And what it does is it sends 40% more blood to the heart and to the brain. We talk about, we want to make more money in our life. We want to bring more abundance in our life. Well, what color is money? It's green. Well, what color is the heart chakra? It's green. And your heart is what allows you to receive. A lot of people have a blocked off heart. That's why they can't receive love. That's why they can't receive love. And that's why they can't receive love. And I said it 3 different times, because love can be in different factors. You can be love in a very romantic way. It can be love in an abundance way. It can be love within a support way. Also, cacao going straight to the brain allows you to think more clearly. It allows you to really get grounded. Like when I went through my heartbreak in 2023, I did a cacao ceremony and it made me accept it. I was like, But it also made me change the way that I thought love had to be. You know, sometimes we think love has to be from a relationship, and you don't realize love can be from friends. Love can be from animals. You know, like I have this baby cat, and you know, I'm gonna start a YouTube series about her. I wanna do a whole storyline about my cat Money. But I have this baby cat, and just taking care of this baby cat has shown me what love is. Like she's eating food out of this wet food out of this little can, and she gets all this little food on her face, and I just start wiping her face, and it just makes me so like happy. Like I'm just like, this is so cute. She'll sleep in my little arms, and it just shows me what love is. I'm like, this cat just met me and wants to be up under me, wants to be a part of what I have going on. Like it just really starts to change the way you think that you should receive love. Some of y'all are dying to receive love from a person, and you don't even realize how your craft is waiting to love you. You don't even realize how this animal is waiting to love you. Like another thing I want to tell y'all is that person who told me I need to start going to the beach. I'm going to the beach after this. That person who told me about going to the beach made me realize I need to romanticize my life a lot more. You know, at one point, maybe a week or two ago, when I felt myself like really loving myself, I noticed that I would turn down the lights. I would, you know, make me a drink. Like, I don't drink alcohol, but I'll make me maybe a smoothie or something like that. And when I set the tone down and I play a little bit of music and I dance and I have fun, like, I realized, wow, this is great. Like, I don't need anyone, you know? So I don't know who needs to hear this, but like, make your life a movie. You know, make a scene. Lily, what you about to say? No, go ahead.
It shocks me that people don't like being alone. Like, that confuses me.
Oh, why would you do that?
I love being alone so much. And what you were saying about your cats, it just made me giggle because I treat my cats like they are my children.
You're a cat. You're born the year of the cat.
Yes, of course. And I didn't even know that until you told me that, by the way. I thought, for some reason, I was like a rabbit or something. Like, what is that?
Yeah, because they changed it up. Like, Vietnamese and Chinese astrology is basically the same thing. It's just, one will say rabbit, one will say cat, but it's definitely a cat.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes so much sense because I have 2 cats, and they are the loves of my life. And when you said that you were wiping Money's face, oh my God, same. Because, I mean, I don't wipe my cat's face, but... I mean, if I have to, I will. But
she a little kitten, so you know how that be.
Yeah, and she's chaos. I can tell that already. But yeah, I sit with my cat while she eats because she wants me to. Like, she comes to me when she wants to eat, and then I go down there with her, and I pet her. Like, I treat her like she's my daughter, and people think I'm nuts. And I'm like, dude, she loves me just as much as I love her. And we... Like, you know,
yes,
it's reciprocated, and I don't get that with humans around me.
Exactly.
So why would I seek that? I'm not gonna. No.
Exactly. That's real. I
love that.
I just want to say thank y'all. I'm about to head out of here. I'm about to go start my day and go take everything that y'all told me and apply it. So I just want to tell y'all, thank y'all so much. This will be on my YouTube. If you guys have not subscribed to my YouTube, click the link in my bio and go to YouTube and subscribe. I'm a dragon. Can I get a cat? Of course. You can even get a pet snake. I would recommend. But I love you guys. Just don't get a dog. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you later.
See ya.